I call Andrew Williams.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I take a call. I wasn't intending to take a call, but I will, having heard some of the comments of the National Party members on the other side. And I take a call and in response to Simon O'Connor as being one of the very few members in this House who can say that I lost my brother in the Vietnam War. And I am absolutely appalled at the comments that are made by that member in relation to that. And I've got every right to speak in this House when I've lost a very loving, dear one to myself in terms of falling on behalf of this country. And what I can say, and further to some of the comments in this House, there are people that travel around this country to go to Anzac Day to be with their families, who have lost people, to go and see the very memorials to their own loved ones. In my particular situation, my loved one has his memorial in Waipakarau in Hawke's Bay. I happen to live in Auckland. I would very much like, perhaps on a long weekend, to be able to travel down to Waipakarau in Hawke's Bay, spend the weekend there, go to the Anzac Day ceremony and enjoy seeing some of his old comrades and his old friends in Waipakarau. But you can't do that if Anzac Day falls, for instance, on a Wednesday or a Thursday. It's a one-day trip all the way to Hawke's Bay for that. But I can tell you, the next time that there's a long weekend, I would dearly love to be able to take that time and that opportunity to go and see that. Likewise around New Zealand, I'm sure there are many elderly people who would enjoy having their family visit from a distant far. So many people these days that have moved from the regions to the likes of Auckland and leaving their elderly family in provincial areas around the country. What better opportunity for them on an Anzac weekend, a long weekend, to be able to say, we will go home and visit Mum and Dad, or we'll go and visit Grandma and Granddad, and we'll go to the Anzac Day ceremony with them and spend a long weekend with them. I certainly know my sons and daughters would love to do that with their grandparents who are living in Taupo. Would love the opportunity to go down and spend an Anzac Day weekend down there and take in Anzac Day in Taupo and do that. So I've heard so much drivel from this National Party, it's unbelievable. Similarly, a few years ago, I was in Australia with my wife, and we happened to be there on a weekend when Anzac Day was being celebrated, and we were in Sydney, and we were absolutely astounded by the turnouts in Sydney. The parade went on for something like 4 hours in Sydney, around the central city streets of Sydney, hundreds of thousands of people watching the parade, and it was a wonderful long weekend. And not only that, but the Australians celebrated it as well, because it wasn't just a sad occasion, but it was also a celebration of their nation, of remembering the Anzacs, remembering those who had fallen, but also celebrating their lives. And over that weekend there was a lot of celebration of also remembering what those young men and women had done in the name of their country. I think the people on the government benches just need to absolutely wake up, just think about this for a change. Think about humanity for a change. Think about the people of New Zealand for a change. Stop being like lemmings being led over the cliff by your leader, John Key. Stop being taken down a road because you were all whipped into action and told what you're going to say. Have some thought for yourselves. Have a mind of your own. Think for yourself. And think of what your constituents are saying. And your constituents, Mr Bennett in Hamilton,
You're bringing me into the debate.
The constituents of the member, David Bennett, ask the people in Hamilton what they think. Mr O'Connor, ask the constituents in the Tamakila what they think, because I don't think one single one of you, I don't think the members have asked their constituents, because most certainly good, honest, hard-working Kiwis, good, honest, patriotic Kiwis, good, honest Kiwis who want to see a fair go for all Kiwis would say, stop being miserable, stop being Grinches, don't be the Scrooge of Christmas. Look at this sensibly and say New Zealanders deserve to, when it comes around, when a Waitangi Day is on a weekend, when an Anzac Day is on a weekend, let's celebrate those public holidays and make them into proper national celebrations, and don't be miserable National Party Grinches.
I call Mike Sabin.